welcome to the channel. My name is Zach. Please like and subscribe to this video and be sure to hit that notification bell to not miss any of my future videos. And let's see if this video can get 15 likes.
Hi there, my name is Zach.
Hello Zach. Hello Zach.
Hello Zecca. Hello Zeki.
Oh my goodness, look at my Bitcoin chart. Not to mention the ZCASH chart. It's time to get into this video.
My name's Zach. Please like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and you will not miss any of this content. I'm going to try and do a very quick update here. This is really for a trade tip, or rather what I'm doing and what I'm looking for, and I hope that it helps you, because we are obviously off today's lows and looking good as per the last video. In fact, as per the last video, this shorting of the dollar, which is what we're doing by buying Bitcoin or ZCASH, is going quite nicely. We can see Dixie dropping like a stone for the moment, which is what we want to see if we are long Bitcoin now, or if we're long ZCASH. The point is, however, we need to know exactly how to act next. Now, I think we could take the view that we are in this Wykoff accumulation phase C at this point. The spring has sprung, hurrah! And you can see, look, this is how I had penciled it in previous to quite a long time ago, but you saw a video a few days ago where I drew this in for you, and we have tested the lower side of the range. I believe we are now heading back into the accumulation range, into the trading range. But what to expect next? Well, if you're trading Bitcoin, I think you should have been taking note of this trend line that we've been talking about, that went back all the way to, well, February already. It's been acting as support throughout the distribution of the top, and it's been acting as resistance ever since we have been in this trading range, trading the Wykoff accumulation. As you saw, we popped above it in phase B, we've come down for the spring, we've hit the spring, and we are now in phase C. Do we expect to, and what should we expect next? Well, I think if you have a look at this chart over here, Bitcoin on the 3-hour chart, I think that we can see that we can see what might happen. I believe, and this is what I'm going to base my trading on, is that I think that we might get rejected again from by this long-term trend line. I have a feeling we will get rejected because on the 3-hour it lines up with the top end of this Bollinger Band. So I think that there will be a lot of people. You can see also it lines up with the 21 EMA there, and so there'll be a lot of sell pressure there. Also, it also lines up, well, not quite, but in the middle of the 0.5 and the 0.618 fib. And again, I think this sell pressure here for that reason is going to be enormous. So I think we'll have a nice little bounce. I assume over on the 3-hour we might see a rejection at this point, and you can see how I've imagined the trajectory we might take. This will send us down for a retest, for this test here, and if we hold the line at 32,000, then I think that will be further confirmation that this is the stage in the accumulation that we are in. It is obviously also possible that we could see a rejection at this level at this point, and it is still possible that we can go down to lower levels. So I think people celebrating, myself included, celebrating that we're not going to 20,000 in Bitcoin we could be premature. It could still happen, and for that and so we need to watch. We need to watch what happens over here. One of the other metrics we need to keep an eye on, and see what happens in the traditional markets in general, and if there's any more bad news coming out of the Fed from Bitcoin's point of view, then that, or from China, that could all contribute to a bigger decline. I'm certainly at this point not really expecting, but it could come. So that being said, we should look at ZCASH. What would we do if we were playing the ZCASH trade rather than the Bitcoin trade? So again, same thing applies. We came off this effectively like a spring. That doesn't work quite so well. It's harder to draw the Wykoff accumulation on the ZCASH chart, but it kind of does. It kind of has been accumulating in the same fashion. But I think what might, and here we have, if you in fact, let's zoom you out so you can see on the 1 day. We have also been driven down under this similar trend line to the Bitcoin one. As we know, Bitcoin and Zcash are highly correlated, so I think again the trend line, this resistance is going to be important on our way back up. But I'm not sure it'll be exactly the same. Exactly the same thing will happen. I have a feeling, and this is just a bit of a guess, but I knew from what's happened in the past, and even in this accumulation range earlier last month. I think what might happen is when we get up here again, we have the top side of the 3-hour Bollinger range is going to coincide with that trend line, which will be giving us, I think, some resistance in any case. It also coincides with the 0.78 fib, and so again I think there will be a lot of sell pressure here. What about this? Do we see the... Okay, so I have a feeling that Zcash may get to $130, and I think it might not get such a big rejection, if any rejection, from the 130. I think it might sort of hover here and wait and see what Bitcoin does. I have a feeling that if Bitcoin gets rejected from its 3-hour end top side of the Bollinger bands, or we could say from its 0.618 fib, or from this trend, if this resistance, line of resistance, if Bitcoin gets a rejection and comes back down for a test, I'm wondering if maybe what will happen to Zcash is that it won't get such a big rejection there. Maybe it will hold the line a little bit. It'll stop. It will hesitate, and perhaps, and this is how I'm going to play it. I'm not going to sell my position or any of my position here, because I have a feeling it won't pull back as much as Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin holds the lower end of the accumulation range for the test, I think that might be off to the races for Zcash. And so I think it would be worth considering the two as highly correlated, but in the case that Bitcoin is rejected from its trend line here, it will confirm in people's minds the idea that we're going for the test. And if it holds the test, it will confirm in Zcash traders' minds the idea that Bitcoin still has, then let's look on the Bitcoin really is going to be going up and sideways for the next foreseeable few weeks. And so I think we might see fireworks from Zcash once the market kind of establishes that we are indeed in phase C going into phase D. I have a feeling that is when we will start to appreciate the the importance of this little double bottom that we've maybe put in on ZCASH. I think that's where we'll hover here at 130 or so while Bitcoin makes up its mind, and assuming Bitcoin holds the lower end of the accumulation range, I think that's when we see fireworks from ZCASH. And I think that I think from before I looked at the target. Ultimately, it's pretty great, but the target for just a very quickly, not a great way to do this, but let's assume we break out somewhere like that. You know, we're looking at a target of something like 300. Ultimately, $300 for ZCASH, but I mean, we'll look at it again. We'll use the trend-based fib extension closer to the time once we have some confirmation from what Bitcoin in terms of what Bitcoin does, and whether we actually do see this push to the upside. Because obviously I can be right, and ZCASH can hover at 120, 130 for a while. We'll see what Bitcoin's doing, and if Bitcoin tanks, then I can tell you right now, ZCASH is going to be heading south a lot faster and a lot harder than its big brother. So that's all I wanted to say. Again, would you please, if you would like and subscribe, that would be fantastic, really handy, and turn on notifications, and then we can get back into the analysis again tomorrow. So thanks very much for your time, and have a good evening. Ciao ciao. Happy hunting. Cheerio.